Hi, Patricia, and I think today's training is going to be very valuable. It's not about marketing, but I think it is something that is even more valuable than that. And today's training is about how how could you actually finish what you get started. Now, let me explain what do I mean by that. You see, most people that I have observed is that it's not that they did not achieve success because they do not know how to apply the techniques and so on, or lack of knowledge in another word, but they never finish what they got started. They started halfway, and then along the way that they just abandoned the project for whatsoever reason it is. Like they just never finished the project, or some of them never even got started. So I was thinking, right, instead of us focusing on the marketing strategies or the tactics, how to capture leads, how to sell, and all this kind of stuff, I think that we should focus on the very roots of the problem that 90% of people experience, now including me at times, right? Is that how to get you to work in that sense, and how to get you to work so that you can enjoy your life. Because if you don't get started, or you do not complete what you are working halfway through, you will never be able to enjoy your life in that sense. Now, of course, what do I mean by enjoying your life? I'm not referring to about relationship, about enjoying your hobby and so on. I'm just referring to the fact that if you want to achieve success, that to build your online business, because this business is going to help you to achieve something else, this achievement, it is not going to happen if this is not taken care of, right? So let's start from here. And the very first step for you to get things done is that you have to identify your, I would say, your source of distraction. Like, how do you get distracted in the first place? Now, there could be many reasons, right? There could be the environment, there could be additional work, and so on. But if you truly evaluate on it, if you really observe, based on my own observation, based on my own weakness of how I wasn't able to focus, or the source of distraction is actually, ironically, the internet itself. Now, let me explain this, right? You want to use the internet to build your online business, but at the same time, the internet is also the very source of your distraction. So the internet could be referring to on your phone, or it could also be on your computer. Now, let me paint this picture, and whether you find it what's the word, familiar, right? You wanted to get something done, you wanted to do something, whether it is to write something or to prepare a web page and so on, right? And then you sort of get distracted when you open up the internet. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, very simple. When you want to get started, when you put up the internet, you will end up browsing to somewhere else. And the most common ones is what? Social media. The most common one is that you say, hey, you know what, before I got started, let me just go and check out Facebook to see what's happening. And the next thing you know, 15 minutes of your time is gone. Because you are browsing around Facebook, reading some other stuff. There's nothing to do with what you want to achieve. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But you're giving yourself the excuse, saying, hey, you know what, this is just going to be 5 minutes. I just want to know what's happening, right? Or you check your Gmail, and kaboom, there are like so many emails there. There are emails from maybe marketers, right? And the next thing you know, you're reading their emails and checking out their websites and so on. So you just got distracted. So that is the source of your distraction, the internet itself. So if you want to get things done, the first thing you have to do is do not open your laptop. So you should have like for instance, I have my my what's the word called, my notepad, right, where I write all my stuff here. So all the to-dos, all the ideas, I have it all done here. I don't use the computer to write down my to-dos because I know I'll get distracted. Now you can switch off the internet and just open the notepad on your computer. But at the same time, you may not have the self-control and you may end up clicking some other things. But when you're on your notepad, you cannot be clicking something else because there's absolutely nothing there. So the best is that don't use the computer to get started on the things that you need to do, unless it requires you to use the computer to get things done. Now, so we're going to talk about preparing a to-do list later on, right? So this is where I have my plans, my to-do, all inside here, not on the computer. But once I got it done there, then only I will go to the computer and type it there so that it's synchronized to my phone, my computer, and everything else, my iPad, and so on. So that is for efficiency, but not to come up with the ideas and the to-dos. Okay, so that's the first thing that you need to realize is that the internet is the greatest distraction that you have, and that's what preventing you to get your work done. Get it here, understand that, right? So that's the first thing. That is where the source of distraction. Now, if I'm wrong, if you have other source of distraction, then you have to figure that out. What is the source of distraction? And you need to eliminate that 100% in order for you to move forward. Cool? So that's the first thing. The second thing, why you have not completed what you got started with, or you haven't even got started yet, right, has to do with something internal and not external. External is just the excuses that we put into ourselves by saying, hey, I'm busy with work, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and so on. And come on, I know this because I am someone just like you. In fact, I admit my own flaw. Like for instance, I could do work, but then I go to watch Netflix, and I say that I don't have time. Right? Come on, is it a matter of not enough time? Or is it a matter of discipline and choosing what you wanted to do? So all of this is internal stuff and it's not external. Because come on, you have 24 hours a day. Let's say you sleep for 8 hours. Let's say you really do that, right? And you still have 16 hours to go. Now, at 16 hours, let's say you work 8 hours a day, right? And you still have 8 hours left. You eat, you go to the bathroom, you commute, you do all those kind of stuff, right? How many hours will it take? Let's say it takes 4 massive hours, right? You still have 4 hours to go. And where did these 4 hours go? You decide that, not me, because this is your life. So as you can see, you are the one who allocate the time that you have, right? So it's not internal. It's not external. Get it into here and accept that. And the second key thing to overcome your problem is that you have to embrace working hard if you want to succeed. That's it, right? You just need to accept the fact that if you want to achieve success, you have to work hard. Therefore, you will take action. Now, I know it's a very simple concept. It's very easy said than done, right? And the reason is because in the internet age, especially the fact is that we're dealing with online marketing, online business. Guess what? Our mind has been so a strong word will be polluted with the fact that everything comes easy. That hey, you're not setting up online business, it's just take you a week and there's not much work and all this kind of stuff that comes into us and keeps on reminding us that you don't need to work hard because we have been bombarded with all of these so-called success stories, right? These overnight success stories, online riches, people making $100,000 per month and so on. You've seen those, right? Come on, let's admit it. You've seen those, and well, you eat the bait. You do that, including me. So that is why sometimes we didn't really put in the work. I mean, if you look at an ordinary job, right? Let's say you work in a company. Now, if you want to be promoted, you know that you need to work hard for it. You know that, and you're willing to work hard for it. Why, when it comes to your business, you are not doing that? And it is simply because, again, like I said, if you've been bombarded with all these hypes and it's built into you so much, right, that it's going to take a while for you to cleanse it away. You see where I'm coming from? So the second thing I'm telling you that if you want to get started and take action so that you can get the work done for your future, you have to embrace working hard, and that has to be your part of you, that hey, if I want success, I have to work hard, right? And going point number 3 is that you have to learn to ignore everything else that has nothing to do with what you want to achieve or what you're currently doing or what you want, right? Those that are not related needs to be set apart. Need to be set aside, not set apart. Now, this is what I mean. Is that okay? Let's focus in what I'm teaching you, right? So, for me, my business model is digital e-commerce. It's about how you can be in the knowledge-based industry by producing content-based products, so that your customers are actually buying or spending on information, knowledge that you have to offer, or you're promoting as an affiliate, right? So now, if that is the model, right, everything else that is not related to that should not be of your concern. You should not go and listen to SEO stuff, search engine optimization, regardless of how beautifully the offer is being pitched to you. You should not. Or someone comes to you and say, hey, you know what? There's this opportunity of making money from mobile ads, right? Mobile ads. And is it related? Now, if it is related, or if you find ways to relate to it, then with all means, you can explore that. But if it has nothing to do with it, you have to ignore that. Otherwise, you will be you'll be like going around in circles, right? Because once you finish this circle, you'll start again from the very first thing where you first got started, because you will spot the same opportunity again, and it will never end. I'm telling you, if you do not know how to ignore everything else except for what is currently important to you, it will eat up your life. It will eat up all the time, and you'll be losing years, right? So, like for instance, for me, and again, when I say about for me, I'm teaching you based on my own experience so that you can model what's going on, right? And after all, if I could not relate to real life experience, what am I doing here with this training, right? It's like, for me, I don't get involved with physical products, right? I mean, I have that, but I'm not focusing that at all. Because why? Because my model is the digital products world. So regardless of how amazing the opportunity is, all the success stories, been saying how much money they make, how easy it is, and so on, it doesn't really gel with me, right? Because I know that's not part of my business model. So I have to ignore everything else that is not related. Could I lose money? Yes, I could, right? But hey, I got to understand that the fact is that I cannot expect to do everything or to learn everything. I got to choose what I want to do. And that is also important for your own branding, for your own business and so on, right?